Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity. And I want to congratulate the senators who brought in, who've read statements in this house today. And I want particularly to support the one that has been led by the Bomet senator on the media freedom. I come from a county where I think everybody knows in this country that intimidations, blackmailing, and frustrations is the order of the day. I know everybody knows that we are being now, the confirmed gangsters are the ones now controlling the Nakuru County. I think everybody knows that what the governor is doing to undermine my oversight role is beyond this world. I've been even called on private numbers to be threatened, called names. I think you've never seen me entering there like a Mulevi, but I'm being called Mulevi, all sorts of names. But for me now, you've seen even all the lawyers, when they joined hands, they went to demonstrate because of the rule of law. I mean, the way the governor is not obeying the rule of law. And she sent goons who had to throw stones to those lawyers, the learned friends, and they could not even finish the statements that were reading. You've had nowhere in this country where judges have given up on a case and say they are not going to represent the public on a certain case. You've seen even Chief Justice Kome calling upon how our governor has disobeyed the court orders. Going there now, where our people, the electorate, who came out early morning to elect a governor thinking that she will take them to the next level. We need the Committee for Legal to write a stout letter to the governor and warn her that if she continues that way, the senator will bring a vote of no confidence in this house. And I know you're all going to support me because we cannot allow this. They are saying they are the ones killing devolution, that we are killing devolution, but they are the ones killing the devolution. I think the COG should call our governors and caution them because they are the ones killing devolution. I think we need support from the Speaker of this House because we continue that way. There is no use of having governors in counties. In fact, Nakuru County are saying it's better they stay without a governor than having Governor Susan Kihika. And I'm not ashamed to say this. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Senator. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
And we will continue. And the senators should continue, should not be intimidated to do their oversight. She will ensure that we bring order in all the counties, starting with Nakuru County. Thank you. Asante. God bless.
Senator Ledama.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the statement by Wakili Sigei. And Mr. Speaker, the statement by Wakili Sigei should worry all of us. We are here as the ombudspersons of the citizens who have elected us to come here. If the other ombudspersons who are journalists write about what is happening in counties, you hear statements from county governors that the senator has bought those journalists. Mr. Speaker, the threat, the dangers that our young men and women who are doing their job are facing today, if we don't stand firm, nobody will be able to report. Mr. Speaker, if you come to Nairobi from Machakos County, you'll see a big billboard with President Ruto. It says, if you see something, say something. That is the message that we want to pass to all the journalists out there. If we cannot be able to defend them, for them to be able to give us information, like for instance, Mr. Speaker, today, one anonymous journalist has sent me a clip and said, Governor Narok using public transport, using trucks owned by the county government to build his own property. If that journalist did not send me that information, how else would I have known? Correct. So, Mr. Speaker, that statement by Wakili Sigei should be taken very seriously. Because freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of information will all be curtailed. Mr. Speaker, the distinguished senator from Vihiga has stated here clearly that two senators here have moved to court to seek for certain information which will help us carry out our oversight. Because they are refusing to accept that there is a provision in the law, Article 35, of access to information. So if they do not respect that, how else do you expect them to respect journalists? This statement, Mr. Speaker, must actually go further. In fact, the chairperson of security, because it was not in JLAC, it was in security, Wakili Sigei corrected, must now involve the Ministry of Interior to follow these rogue governors, to find out their communication department, to look at the budgets to see which media houses are being paid the most, which ones are being denied, and you will notice that the ones which are being denied are the ones telling the right truth, the truth of what is happening in the counties. So, Mr. Speaker, we should not just celebrate here, but we should take the statement by Wakili Sigei very seriously. We are losing journalists. The distinguished senator from Meru, not from Meru, from Tharaka, has indicated clearly that there is a journalist who was killed. If we don't speak for them, who will speak for these young people? It's about time that we play our role clearly, we stand firm, because this is a very powerful house, Mr. Speaker. You know, people don't realize how much power a senator has. We are the ones who send the money to the governors. Who says that we cannot all conspire and decide we are not sending any money to them? And this is why I keep on saying, Mr. Speaker, even the Auditor General has got to change the way they carry out their audits. If you audit financial statements, what are you going to see? The statement that I brought earlier today is to be able to look at the performance of that budget, because that is where they are using money to be able to divert money to pay for other things, because they know at the end of the day, when the Auditor General comes, so long as they have all their ducks in a row, their financial statements, they'll get a clean audit. So, Mr. Speaker, I support that statement. And finally, on the statement of capitation by Senator from Kavindu, it is imperative that we all get to know how much is being sent to these universities. We expect children who attend public universities across the country to be able to compete well. But if universities are closed, if universities cannot pay their teachers, there's no way that a student in Mandera or a student in Narok County will get the same skills as a student in Nairobi, because maybe the student in Narok, the university in Narok, they are denied money. So that statement by Senator Kavindu is very important, and we should actually follow that. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the statement by Senator Hamida, I always forget names sometimes. It is important for us to put our foot down, Mr. Speaker. It is this House that draft legislations. It is this House that has been tasked constitutionally to write laws. I feel so sad for Senator Hamida. The first legislative proposal that she brought was hijacked by the Ministry of Health. Now, she has another proposal which is also being hijacked by the executive. So what is her role here? She sits down, she writes legislations, proposals, they are delayed. Before you realize, a legislative proposal is brought from the executive, it is passed through the channel so fast, and it is published. Why should she sit down and carry out serious research and then come here and then rubber stamp something which she doesn't understand? And in most cases, Mr. Speaker, the legislative proposals from the executive are plagiarizing the work of distinguished senators in this House. So, Mr. Speaker, that is a matter that we have to take seriously. We have to defend our role. Our role here is clearly to represent our people. It is to oversight counties, and no one should tell any senator that you don't have the powers to do that. We are powerful. Let us put our foot down. I'm very happy to see my sister Tabitha really excited about it, but let's carry out the oversight. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Oroba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to comment on two statements. On the statement of the delayed of issuance of passports by Senator Mbugua. Mr. Speaker, this issue of delayed passport has been discussed on different forums, Mr. Speaker. And I have personally gone out to do my own investigations with my own resources, Mr. Speaker, only to find out that, Mr. Speaker, as much as we have challenges with some of the systems that are there, Mr. Speaker, one of the things that we are refusing to acknowledge and highlight is that we have incompetent people who are actually leading.
What is your point of order, Senator Faki?
I thought the statement which was to be read by Senator Mbugua was not read. It was deferred.
Yes. Senator Gloria, have your seat.